Straight ahead on CCX News, drivers excited that fall is finally here. We'll show you the changes that should make for a faster commute. Plus, we're inside City Hall, including a look at an issue that has the New Hope City Council and Crystal residents sitting on different sides of the fence. And later, School Spotlight. We begin our trek inside local schools, starting with the Brooklyn Park Elementary School that's picking up steam. CCX News starts right now. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us. Some drivers can finally breathe a sigh of relief.
The delays on Highway 169 and Interstate 94 are gone. As Eric Nelson reports, construction on one road is complete and is almost finished on the other.
We're a month ahead of schedule, so we were planning on Halloween and we got her open on September 26th.
The hassle factor is over on US 169. The highway reopened Tuesday morning, a day earlier than MnDOT had announced.
We got a lot done in the 9 months.
Now that construction over 9 Mile Creek is finished, drivers will have a faster trip between the northwest and southwest burbs. They will also discover improvements to the road, ramps, and bridges.
If you're coming from, say, Shakopee, you're going to Brooklyn Center, Brooklyn Park, you'll be able to go straight through 169 now.
That was amazing to see the header and the sign saying that Bren Road was open. It kind of was a ray of sunshine with the cloudy day that we had.
More than 90,000 vehicles travel 169 on a daily basis. James Annunciacion is one of those drivers.
Definitely a relief.
Annunciacion's commute from Shakopee to General Mills in Golden Valley is now cut in half.
Took me anywhere from 45 to 50 minutes any given morning, and that's with rush hour.
Another monster MnDOT project is almost finished. I-94 between Brooklyn Center and downtown Minneapolis is now smooth sailing.
The major traffic impacts are behind us.
I-94 is no longer a cone zone. Lane closures are history, which means less gridlock for the 140 to 150,000 cars and trucks on the interstate each day.
All the lanes are open on 94. We're done with the weekend closures, done with the work near the tunnel. All the ramps are open.
The craters and potholes that once scarred I-94 have vanished, replaced by brand new blacktop. Once again, Twin Cities residents have survived another summer of cones, barrels, and detours.
Minnesotans do a great job of finding ways to cope with the construction projects.
I'm Eric Nelson, CCX News.
The only thing left to do on I-94 is to finish up some bridge and ramp repairs next spring.
It was a scary situation for a contractor. The man was injured by what fire officials say was a flash fire while doing work at a Brooklyn Park Home Depot store. Fire officials say the man suffered first and second degree burns from the waist up and is in intensive care. He was working on an electrical box outside the building about 12:30 Tuesday morning when the flash fire occurred. The electricity had to be turned off to make sure it was safe, and the store was closed until the electrical issue is fixed.
A proposed gas station in New Hope continues to frustrate neighboring Crystal residents who turned out at a public hearing Monday night. This begins our look inside City Hall. The proposed gas station would include a convenience store and a car wash at the site of a former bridal and tuxedo shop along Bass Lake Road. Crystal residents who live just across the border have raised concerns over traffic, bright lights, and noise.
There's a lot of young children, elementary school age, in the neighborhood, and the vacuum cleaners are going to be open until 10 o'clock at night. My kids already complain if I have the television on too loud in the living room.
I'm going to be staring at a big, overly tall, overly bright red building and 13 gas station stalls for all of my patients for 8 to 12 hours a day for the rest of my career. The value of my practice is going to take an insane hit.
New Hope City staff told the council they've worked with the property owner to address the potential nuisance issues, but the council voted to send the project back to the community development team to address the concerns raised on Monday evening. The council will revisit the issue coming up in November.
Also inside City Hall, a nearly 3-hour discussion and City Council vote on whether to allow a mosque on the east side of Brooklyn Park. It generated a lot of residential feedback.
It's going to be A lot more traffic for those people, a lot more traffic on Newton Avenue.
This is garbage if they plan on expanding that parking lot. None of this data makes any sense.
We have roughly 45 churches in Brooklyn Park right now, and I would think that this would be a great addition.
We hope that our neighbors will understand that hundreds of cars aren't going to be driving up and down their streets, causing enormous traffic nuances.
26 people, mostly Brooklyn Park residents, came up to speak, half in favor, half against, with traffic the major concern. The proposed mosque is located in a residential area off a cul-de-sac in a building that used to be a daycare, and prior to that, a Methodist church. Brooklyn Park's traffic engineer for more than 30 years doesn't expect traffic to be a problem, with the exception of slightly higher levels during the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. In the end, in a 5-to-1 vote, the council approved the mosque, making it the second in Brooklyn Park. The one council member who voted no, Mark Maida, felt the zoning should have been changed previously to make it strictly residential. Well, now to a genetic disease that many people know little about, yet is the most common in the United States.
September is Sickle Cell Disease Awareness Month. 2 Brooklyn Park siblings shared their experience with the disease with our reporter Sonia Goins.
Autumn is here and most of us are enjoying the beautiful fall foliage.
I always have one of these in my car. I drink about 7 of this per day.
However, Craig and Raquel Kaiser are dreading the soon-to-be cold temperatures.
When it's cold, it really sucks because even with clothes, I can still get less oxygen in my body.
It's all over my body and it's pretty tough, but we get through it.
The cold can make symptoms worse for people like 19-year-old Craig and 25-year-old Raquel, who have sickle cell disease. Both of their parents carry the sickle cell trait and pass the gene down to them.
My whole chest just like cramps where I'm unable to breathe.
People with sickle cell have abnormally shaped red blood cells, which become hard, clogging blood flow, making it sometimes hard to breathe.
For me, it feels like somebody broke a bottle and continuously stabbing me all over.
The disease is extremely painful.
And here's Kaiser to approach. His shot and he scores. Park Center strikes first.
That pain sidelined Craig, a former soccer star for Park Center and Brooklyn Center high schools. He found out he had sickle cell when he was a freshman playing in a game.
I was just running like crazy and all of a sudden I just started cramping. And then like next thing I know, I was in an ambulance and I woke up in a hospital.
Craig went on to play for the University of Dubuque.
I was supposed to be a freshman starter, so I went in there. The coach knew I was talented.
But he never really got to play in a game because he had a sickle cell crisis during a practice.
The pain just started getting worse as I was going to the hospital.
For now, soccer is on the back burner. Craig is back home with his sister, both vowing not to let sickle cell stop them.
Show him that, yeah, you have sickle cell, so I can also be whoever I want to be.
I can't give up. It's a game I love. It's like one of the few things in my life that really keep me happy.
In Brooklyn Park, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
There is no cure for sickle cell disease. Minnesota started screening newborn babies in 1988 for the disease. Still ahead, a more in-depth look at our local schools. Our first school spotlight is in the Osseo School District.
Plus, the Champlin Park volleyball team is off to a great start as they get set for an important stretch of matches.
But first, the sunshine returns on Wednesdays, high in the upper 60s. We'll be right back.
Well, this school year, we are starting something new here at CCX News.
Each week, we are shining the spotlight on public schools in our coverage area. We start in the Osseo School District with Zanewood Community School in Brooklyn Park. It's an elementary school next door to the Zanewood Recreation Center, and this school has real momentum.
They loved it when they came in. They were so excited.
Brooklyn Park's Zanewood Community School has that shiny new look and feel this school year.
This is unrecognizable from last year. New lockers, new tiling, bright colors in the hallway.
$4 million in facility renovations transformed this 1960s era elementary school into a modern space for 425 students in pre-kindergarten through 5th grade.
They saw it all in construction all over the summer, wondering what was going on in here. They came in, their jaws dropped. It was super exciting.
Got materials right here?
There's a level of excitement at this school that stretches beyond building improvements.
And take the spoon.
This school is picking up steam, and you can feel it.
The word that pops into my mind right away is innovation. Just innovative, hardworking, passionate. And I'm not just talking about the staff, I'm talking about the kids as well.
2 years ago, Zanewood changed its direction after struggling with lagging test scores that teachers knew didn't reflect their students' ability.
The reason we were doing this was to grow our students because the other methods weren't working.
The school decided to develop a STEAM program, infusing science, technology, engineering,
I need a piece of tape,
arts and math
to make sure that it will stay
into the everyday with hands-on lessons and problem-based learning.
We leave wide open parameters. Their challenge is build a bridge over the water. It can look any way you want, but they have to get a character over the water.
Try to use
Zanewood School already had good things going for it.
I always felt like this was the place for my kids.
Yosha and DeAndre Scott are a Zanewood family. Their oldest daughter went through the school, and now their two younger kids are a third and first grader at Zanewood. Your kids, would you say all three of them enjoy school, want to be at school?
More than the summertime. They can't wait to get back to school.
Good teachers and staff make all the difference.
Zanewood has great teachers, great staff. I mean, even Mrs. Simmons in the front office welcomes every one of the parents every morning as if they're special.
What did you mean?
Students here represent a wide variety of different cultures, and those backgrounds are celebrated at school assemblies each month, where good leadership and character is also rewarded.
This is a gold ticket. A gold ticket is something we give our kids, and the kids collect them through the school year, and it's an identification for when they do something good in our buildings.
So now back to a progress report on that new STEAM program 2 years in. Spoiler alert. The news is encouraging.
We took a look at our test scores, our high-stakes test scores, on the rise. We double-plussed our science scores in 1 year. 1 year, and we have made transformational growth in a number of our categories. So that told us what we're doing is working, and we want to continue.
This school has momentum, and they know it. As part of the STEAM program, Zanewood also has a community partnership with Boston Scientific that provides some funding and includes local professionals visiting the school from the medical technology industry. Still ahead, what your city would look like if kids were in charge.
But first, new faces in the lineup, but proving tough to beat. John Jacobson has more on the Champlin Park volleyball team next in sports.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. Champlin Park has been to the state volleyball tournament the past 3 seasons. As Jay Wilcox reports, the Rebels look as strong as ever so far this fall.
You'd think there might be a drop-off when you graduate some great talent from a state runner-up team. But the 2017 Rebels haven't missed a beat. They are 11-1 entering Tuesday night.
At the beginning of the season, everyone was a little worried, but I think a lot of our upperclassmen have stepped up and been big leaders for the team, and we've played together really well.
You know, maybe we're a little bit farther along than maybe people might have thought we might be with the heavy graduation last year, and quite honestly, maybe than we gave ourselves credit for. I think things came together a little quicker than we might have thought, but we're very excited about how things are going, and hopefully we can keep it going.
The Rebels have answered the challenge from some improved up-and-coming teams in the Northwest Suburban, like Armstrong and Elk River.
Armstrong kind of took us by surprise, but we battled through and ended up winning that one. That was good. Elk River, we tried a new lineup too, so for that game. But yeah, I think we all took it pretty well and worked as a team.
We knew they were up and coming, and we knew they were going to be a big fight. And I thought we worked hard in the gym and played really well against them.
This week, Champlin Park faces 2 good tests on the road, meeting rival Blaine Tuesday and unbeaten Maple Grove Thursday.
Yeah, actually, you look at this calendar before the season even starts, and you see this week on the calendar. You go, yep, conference rival with Blaine and Maple Grove real close, and how they're doing. So, yeah, it's nice that our schedule builds towards that, kind of building towards the postseason. Like we said, getting tested on a regular basis, and you know, good teams that are going to challenge us, and we can see what we need to work on. Win or lose, we'll figure out. They're still going to show us some things and challenge us, things that we're going to have to fix before the postseason.
The Rebels have made some tweaks to the lineup and will use the rest of the regular season to get used to that so they can put their best foot forward at playoff time. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
Champlin Park and Blaine meet Tuesday night at 7 o'clock at Blaine. We have 3 TV games for you this week here on CCX. Tonight, Tuesday, it's Hopkins playing at Wayzata in Lake Conference Volleyball. That match begins at 7 o'clock. Thursday, it's Tri-Metro Conference Volleyball live at 6 p.m. as Brooklyn Center is home to face De La Salle. And Friday football this week features District 281 rivals Armstrong and Cooper. That's a 5 o'clock kickoff at Cooper. We'll have more on that game later this week. All games can be seen live here on channels 799 and 12 and at ccxmedia.org. Joey Faulds trained through most of the offseason as though he would be the starting linebacker for the Champlin Park football team. But projected quarterback starter Bennett Otto's back injury has kept him from taking the field yet this fall. On this week's Sports Jam show on CCX, we spotlight Faulds, who made the late summer switch from linebacker to quarterback.
Joey played quarterback in the Rebels program for 2 years and then switched to linebacker at the beginning of last season. He didn't necessarily expect another shot at QB.
I never played back in youth football. I was never a quarterback. And then 9th grade, I decided I want to play. So 9th and 10th grade, I was a quarterback for our team. And then last year, they switched me to linebacker right when the season was about to start. So that was it. I thought my quarterback career was done because Bennett, he was real good, but just tough injury, it happens.
Head coach Mike Corton had to turn to Faulds late last season after Otto went down with a different injury, and senior Chad Costello was hurt too. Corton loves the kind of attitude that Joey brings to the field every day.
Some kids approach it like, oh, practice again today. Not Joey. Joey shows up and he loves practice. He's catchy. His mood, the way he approaches football, other kids feed off of that.
You can see the rest of that story and more this week on Sports Jam. It airs through Wednesday at 3:30, 6:30, and 9:30 p.m. here on CCX and online at ccxmedia.org. And that is all for sports. We'll be back with more in a moment.
And finally, an opportunity for kids to be mayor for a day.
The League of Minnesota Cities is holding a contest for students in grades 4, 5, and 6. And students must write a one-page essay to this question. It asks, if you were mayor for a day, what would you do to show people that local governments are good places to work? 3 winners will be chosen and awarded $100. Entries must be postmarked no later than October 13th. So good luck, students. An interesting question.
Yes.
That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We will see you back here again on Wednesday starting at 4 o'clock.